Johnny, one of my favorite weights in the whole tournament, 195. This bracket is loaded. Only has 3 returning state placers, but there's a lot of heavy hitters here. Top of the bracket first, Drew Phipps out of Norwin, ranked #1 in the state according to PIAA Wrestling.com. Jeff Upson and I talked about that this week a little bit. He sat beside me most of the Southwest AAA Regional, dropping Jeff Upson's name out there. But boy, does he have a tough road. Tommy Rayhart placed 2 years ago and beat Jan Johnson and Francis Dugan just to win the South Central region. I expect Phipps and Rayhart to make it out to the semifinals. Phipps, by a narrow margin, gets into the finals. Johnny T, what do you think?
Yeah, you have to respect the road that Tommy Rayhart went on to win that district title, beating Jan Johnson and beating Francis Dugan to win the title. I agree. I think Tommy Rayhart keeps it going and gets out to that semifinal to face Drew Phipps from Norwin. You know, I'd like to go with Rayhart, but I'm going to say Drew Phipps gets past Rayhart in that semifinal and gets out to the state final. Down in the bottom half of the bracket, you've got the possibility of a quarterfinal between Jan Johnson and Matt Wagner from Delaware Valley. Jan Johnson, the defending state champion, 195 pounds. I think him losing to Tommy Rayhart might be just what that kid needed to get refocused, re-energized, and I like him to get past Matt Wagner and get all the way out to the semifinal, where I think he's going to face Cumberland Valley's Francis Dugan. And boy, this is a tough one. I think Dugan's got a terrific future ahead of him. I think he's going to make some noise in this bracket. But I'm going to go with Jan Johnson to beat Francis Dugan in that semifinal, get out and face Drew Phipps, and I'm going to say Jan Johnson repeats as the 195 state champion.
We agree.
Oh my goodness! I didn't think we'd agree on this bracket.
No, we are. You know, Matt Wagner's very talented. Beat Francis Dugan, has a win over Francis Dugan this year, has a win over Rayhart. Francis Dugan went on to beat Matt Wagner at a later date, as he normally does in rematches. But I have Jan Johnson. Like you said it perfectly. I think this really got him where he needed to be going into states. I think he gets out to the semifinals and faces Francis Dugan. And I have Jan Johnson get into the finals. And last year he beat Phipps 3-1 in overtime. I think he beats Phipps again on the floor at Giant Center and repeats as state champion.